Are you a midlife woman focused on cardio? In fact, you find yourself going longer, pushing harder, trying to burn more calories each and every week to combat that stubborn weight and belly fat gain that you've noticed in perimenopause or menopause, but only find that you're getting heavier. You're gaining more weight in your midsection. Well, you may be focused on the wrong type of exercise, and that's why we're here today. We're going to talk about what is the best exercise in perimenopause and menopause. But number one, let's talk about why does cardio stop working after the age of 40? One reason is as estrogen declines later in perimenopause and menopause, you lose muscle. In fact, you lose half a pound of muscle every year during perimenopause if you do nothing about it. The other thing is stress. Cardio can act as a stressor on the body, especially if you're pushing too hard, too long, too frequent without proper recovery. We are less stress resilient in midlife. You might resonate with this. Like one tiny little stressor back in your 20s or 30s, no big deal. You could breeze right through it. But now in your 40s, 50s and beyond, you're like, holy cow, that was huge. And you feel like it's just pushing you over the edge. Well, any type of stress is going to prepare you for fight or flight, whether you need to or you don't. And that means you're making cortisol. You have 4 times the receptors for cortisol right here in your midsection. So more stress, more belly fat. Also, stress is catabolic. That means you're breaking your other tissues down, like your muscle, which we're already breaking down as we go through these stages of life. You're also breaking down your immune system. You're breaking down your bone. Half of menopausal women have osteopenia and osteoporosis. You also might notice, why am I craving so many carbs and sugars? Well, if you're under fueling, but you're pushing hard on the cardio, because what are we told? Exercise more, eat less. You deplete those glucose stores, and so your body needs it back quick. So now we're pulling from not so healthy, sugary carbs. What is the best exercise after the age of 40? Strength training. We need to build muscle. That's why we're here in my gym. Why does that matter? Muscle is your metabolic engine. So if we are training our muscle through strength training, we can preserve that muscle loss. So we can prevent that loss from happening as quickly or as thoroughly as it does naturally. That also means we're going to become more insulin receptive versus resistant, because muscle is responsible for up to 80% of that glucose uptake after a meal into the cells to use it for energy, and that keeps us stable energy, mental and physical wise, throughout the day. You don't have those highs and lows. You don't have those energy crashes and those cravings mid-afternoon. Your metabolism stays high, even at rest, because muscle is your metabolic engine. So you're burning more calories doing nothing at all. So you can burn more fat, because if you're more insulin receptive, less insulin resistant, you can get out of sugar burning mode into fat burning mode more effectively. Plus, with strength training, and you're pushing hard, we're going to talk about why that's going to be important. So you want to use heavier weights, and you want to do functional compound movements, things that mimic what you would do in real life. That is going to help you with those stabilizer muscles. So if you were to trip or slip, you won't fall and break something, especially if your bones are starting to get a little weaker. Now, there is no need to spend hours and hours in the gym. So don't replace your long hours of cardio for long hours of strength. 30 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week is great. 2 times will help you maintain that muscle. 3 times will help you build the muscle. So 3 is our goal. That's what we want to get to. Full body, so all of your major muscle groups, your chest, your back, your shoulders, your core. Now you build your core in the kitchen by what you're eating, but you can build those stabilizing, I call them your internal girdle muscles, with strength training on the core. And that will help the rest of your body be strong. And also your lower half, so your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, and especially like the gluteus medius, the side. We tend to be very weak there. So we really want that full body. And don't worry, you're not going to bulk up. And a lot of my midlife women are concerned that they're going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. We are not hormonally set up to do that. So you can push that weight without looking huge. Okay, so what do we need to use for the exercises? So again, compound functional movements. Start with your body weight. And even if you start with just 10, 15 minutes, give yourself a full day in between, because it usually takes 48 hours for your muscles to truly break down so they can rebuild. And so you don't want to do a back-to-back. You can do different muscle groups if you prefer. So if you want to do 10 minutes of maybe upper body and then the next day you do lower body, that is fine. Just give the muscles you worked a 48-hour rest. You can use some bands. So these are pretty inexpensive. They don't take a lot of space. There's different colors for different resistances. This one has, these little handles that you can take off and put on the different resistance. You can do your dumbbells. So all different weights. We have a whole slew of different weights. So start small and build up as you can. There are adjustable weights too. So again, if space is a concern. Also kettlebells. So this kettlebell is adjustable. So it goes from 5 pounds to 40 pounds. Same thing with some dumbbells. You can get that kind as well. So again, whatever is your space allotment, whatever you enjoy doing or using, and what your financial ability is. And so in regards to those compound movements, things especially for lower body, is you could do something just like a squat. So you can do all different types of squats. You can even do a single squat. Is going to really help in regards to stability. So you got to start small. So you might not have any weight. Another one that's kind of interesting is using a bench, and you can sit and then come up. So that would be a squat. And then you have a whole variety of different lunges where ideally you're back behind over that back leg. Maybe you go here, maybe you bring a leg up like on a step and do it. So that's lower body. You can also do what's called a deadlift. So now if you have any spinal issues or osteopenia, osteoporosis in your back, you don't want to be hinging forward. But just coming forward like that would be another exercise for the back of the body. And then in regards to your chest, you could start up on a wall or even on a bench to do a push-up. And then you can bring it down to the ground and have your knees on the floor if you need to start, and then bring them up and just slowly progress. In regards to back, whether it's a band or your weights, you can do a row. So inhaling, always exhaling on the exertion. You can also do shoulder presses if you don't have any shoulder issues, or even make a upright row. So many different exercises that you can do. In regards to the core, you can do something as simple as a plank. And so keeping your body nice and straight, so we don't want to have our butt all the way up or sinking. You can even start with the knees down. But something as simple as that. And then if you want to progress to a knee to the elbow. So lots of variety. So again, if you are new to exercise, start small. There's a lot of YouTube videos that you can search for a variety of times, and also what you're using, body weight, bands, or dumbbells. Or if there's any potential risk or you're concerned, get a fitness professional to help you assess and to guide you. So lots of ways to do that, in person, virtually, lots of options out there. So coming back to cardio, cardio is not bad. It's great for cardiorespiratory health, but we don't want to focus on that in midlife. Focus should be on strength training, full body, push that weight, progress. So when you get to 12 reps and it's easy, you need to increase your weight. So we really want to be able to push that weight 8 to 12 reps. And then walk in nature if you can, because that really lowers the stress levels. Some type of recovery, maybe it's gentle yoga, tai chi, qigong, because we get stiff as we age as well. So make sure your mobility is working for you. And then with cardio, maybe it's just twice a week, once or twice a week, where you do a high intensity interval training. You push for maybe 20 seconds and then you recover for 60 seconds. And you only have to do that for 20 minutes. So it doesn't have to be excessive. So hopefully this helped you in regards to exercise. I'd love to hear from you. So comment below on what you are doing now and what you want to do after hearing this video. And if this resonates with you, you liked what you heard, please like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on the other topics in this midlife metabolism series. Thank you.